The greatest gift of all. That's the title of my talk today. This is our last Sunday, the last Sunday of the year, but the last Sunday of our monthly theme, the gifts of the season. And as I've done each Sunday up until now, I will begin my talk with a little gift to you. And this gift comes in the form of a story, and I'm hoping it's kind of an amusing story. So are you ready, or are you a little nervous from last week's story? Because I am. Okay, there were 3 sons who were raised by an overly critical and disapproving mother. They grew up, they left home, they went out on their own, they worked very hard and amassed great amounts of money, mostly trying to prove their worth to their mother. After the holidays, they discussed the Christmas gifts they had each given to their elderly mother, each trying to win more of her approval than the other ones got. The first son, Milton, said, "For Christmas this year, I built a big house for our mother. I moved her in, and she's there right now." The second son, Gerald, said, "I sent her a top-of-the-line Mercedes and with every feature that you could imagine and a full-time driver." The third son, Donald, smiled and said, "You both remember how much Mom enjoyed reading the Bible? And you know she can't see very well anymore. Well, I sent her the best gift of all. I sent her one of a kind parrot that recites the entire Bible. It took the elders of the church 12 years to teach him, but he's got it nailed. Mama will just have to name the chapter and the verse, and the parrot will recite it without a hitch." Soon thereafter, Milton, Gerald, and Donald each received a thank you note from their mother. Milton's note read, "Dear Milton, the house you built for me is ridiculously large. I live in only one room, but I have to clean the whole house. I am exhausted. Thanks a lot." "Dear Gerald," she wrote to the second, "I'm too old to travel, and I spend most of my time cleaning this darn house, so I rarely use the Mercedes. Besides, the driver is so rude. Thanks for nothing." However, to the third, she wrote, "My dearest Donald, you have the good sense to know what your mother likes. Thank you so much. The chicken was simply delicious." A little better than last week's, right? So the gifts of the season, not gifts of the houses or Mercedes or Bible reciting parrots or even chicken, but those intangible gifts of spirit, gifts of joy, peace, love, and self. Today's talk is entitled "The Greatest Gift of All," which would be a pretty bold statement, wouldn't you say? I mean, who am I to say what is the greatest gift of all? You probably each have your own idea what you think what the greatest gift of all would be. And really, after I thought about it, I wasn't sure if what I intend to talk about today is really the greatest gift or not. But I think it's pretty darned important. So if you allow me the leeway to change today's talk just a little bit, I'm going to change it to the pretty darn important gift. Okay? All right. And it's appropriate that we talk about this particular gift that is pretty darn important on this almost last day of the year as we embark on a new year. Because the gift that I think is pretty darn important is the gift of a clean slate. The gift of infinite possibilities sitting in front of us. The gift of living in a universe where everything is possible. It's just waiting in the unformed ethers, right, to be brought into the physical, tangible experience. In my message research this week, I ran across a poem that set the tone for today's gift, the gift that's pretty darn important. It's by that wonderful, prolific author, Anonymous, and it goes like this. "I am the new year. I am an unspoiled page in your book of time. I am your next chance at the art of living. I am your opportunity to practice what you have learned during the last 12 months of your life. All that you sought the past year and failed to find is hidden in me. I am waiting for you to search it out again, and this time with more determination. All the good that you tried to do and didn't achieve last year is mine to grant, providing you have a clear intention and fewer conflicting beliefs. In me lies the potential of all that you dreamed but didn't dare to do, all that you hoped but did not perform, all that you prayed for and did not yet experience. These dreams slumber lightly, waiting to be awakened by the touch of an enduring purpose. Yes, I am the new year. And there's 2 lines that sum up the pretty darn important gift of a clean slate, ready for the creation of infinite possibilities. They are, all the good that you tried to do and didn't achieve last year is mine to grant. And providing you have clear intention and fewer conflicting beliefs. So I want to spend our precious time together this morning helping you achieve all the good that you didn't achieve last year by giving you an opportunity and to release conflicting ideas and beliefs, and by looking at the idea of setting a clearer intention. And my take on intention this morning might not be what you expect, so be sure to stay awake, don't fall asleep. So, the first one, fewer conflicting beliefs. Release those beliefs that do not serve. You've all heard of Mark Twain's story of the jumping frog of Calaveras County. Has everyone heard of it? Has anyone read it? They actually know the story? Okay. The frog could out-jump any frog around. He was the champion of all champions, until one day a stranger came along, and what did the stranger do?
Well, the stranger said he had a frog that could out-jump.
Right, but do you know what the stranger did?
Yeah, he put little gun pellets in the frogs.
He opened the winning frog's mouth and on the sly and filled it with quail shot. Okay? The frog heaved and hunched, but he was so weighted down that he couldn't budge. And so he lost to the stranger's untrained frog. He didn't achieve the good that he desired because he was weighted down in a physical sense. We, on the other hand, often don't achieve the good that we desire because we are weighted down in the metaphysical sense. In a moment, I'm going to give you a list of ways we metaphysically weigh ourselves down. But rather than have you sit there and saying to yourself, yep, that's the list, all right. I want you to think about something. Think about, for a moment, about something this past year, the year that's just about over. Think about something that you desired to achieve but did not. Was it a certain level of health or financial abundance? Was it having a deeply satisfying love relationship in your life? Was it joyous work, self-acceptance, greater social connections? Was it feeling like you have truly made a difference in the evolution of mankind? What is the one thing that you really desired to achieve but didn't seem to make it? This is not a rhetorical question, but not one to be answered aloud either. Just answer it in your own heart. Take a couple minutes and think about that. In your own heart, what was one thing that you didn't achieve that you wanted to? With that in mind, think if any of these ways in which we weigh ourselves down apply. We weigh ourselves down by clinging to the mistakes we have made, by going over them and over them and over them, by worrying about them and continually condemning ourselves for having made them. We weigh ourselves down by doubting our abilities. We weigh ourselves down by suspecting that we're not good enough, smart enough, attractive enough, or whatever enough, right? We weigh ourselves down by continually looking at the hurdles in our path and by magnifying them rather than looking to the finish line. We weigh ourselves down with fear that this or that circumstance is going to go wrong or work against us. Let the outside circumstances tell us, instead of knowing inside that we create our own reality from the inside out, not the outside in. We weigh ourselves down with regrets for what we did do or didn't do or did say or didn't say. We weigh ourselves down with hurt, resentment, or anger over circumstances or events that have happened to us. We weigh ourselves down by having a belief that things outside of us, like the economy, a spouse, an employer, etc., control us. So this morning, I'm going to give you an opportunity to release the conflicting beliefs that have held you back, to get the lead out. I thought that was pretty appropriate. Get the lead out. Get that quail shot right out of your mouth that's weighing you down. Get the lead out, if you will, so that you can begin the new year with a clean slate of infinite possibilities. Ernest Holmes on page 232 said, "It is necessary that we release all thoughts as well as things that clutter up our lives." How many of you are cleaning out closets because it's the new year? Yeah.
Not yet.
Remember, once it's released, you won't take it back. You're making the commitment through this exercise to let it go. No longer dwelling on it, beating yourself up over it, focusing on it, talking about it, or using it as an excuse. And from now on, when that conflicting belief pops into your mind, you will say to yourself, I am no longer entertaining that thought, because on Sunday, December 30th at 10:34 a.m., I released it. Okay? Remember, the new year is saying, all the good that you tried to do and didn't achieve last year is mine to grant, providing you have clearer intentions and fewer conflicting beliefs. So number 2, step into the greater possibilities of having a clearer intention. Intention founded on love. I don't want to talk this morning about specific intentions, specific visions, desires, goals that you have for your life. I want to spend a few moments this morning looking at the foundation on which you set your intention. And that is the foundation of love. We all have the power to create infinite possibilities, but if it's not founded on love, we are, I believe, misusing the power. And while we may get what we want, we really won't get what we want. We're really not going to get it. Peterim Sorokin, who's a Russian-American sociologist, and he's the one who founded the Department of Sociology at Harvard University after living through 2 of the most harsh periods of history, those just before and just after the revolution in Russia, once wrote, "Someday mankind will learn what individuals have always known, that love is the only true creative force in the world." And quoting from The Architecture of All Abundance, Leandra Carroll writes, "Love is the essence of the mysterious empty space, the prana, plenum, life force, the very breath of our universe. It is the source of healing and miracles. The Christ, the Buddha, and many others have shown us it can be achieved in human form. They taught us that it is fully available, not out of our grasp. When science develops technology to measure the highest frequencies of love, as well as the frequencies of empty space, it will discover what the sages have declared throughout time. They are all the same. It is all love. Love, in this elevated way of thinking and assessing, is the most profoundly balancing energy in the universe. It is the cohesive factor that allows everything, all life, to be held together. It is the platform on which our dreams can take place. Love is the purest energy that exists, the energy that allows a sprout to become a great oak. Here's the means to create heaven on earth. So just think back for a moment on the goal or desire that you did not achieve this year, the one for which you have cleaned the slate by releasing conflicting beliefs. Think about the desire again, and this time think about its setting on the platform of love. The kind of love Leandra Carroll, Ernest Holmes, Jesus, Buddha, etc., who they were all referring to, the type of love they were all referring to. Get a clear intention of the love that can propel it forward into expression. Remember Ernest Holmes' words, love points the way and law makes the way possible. Love points the way. Let love point the way, and the universe will do its work. When we come from love, everything else comes together because we've raised our vibrational level. We're right there. I'd like to do a little bit of a visualization from The Power, which is based on The Secret. So if you just close your eyes for a moment and imagine. Use your mind to focus on and imagine what you desire. Imagine yourself being with your desire. Imagine yourself doing things with your desire. Imagine yourself having your desire. Feel. At the same time as you imagine, you must feel love for what you are imagining. You must imagine and feel being with your desire. You must imagine and feel doing things with your desire. You must imagine and feel having your desire. Your imagination connects you to what you want. Your desire and feelings of love create the magnetism, the magnetic power, drawing your desire to you. This completes your part in the creation process. Next, receive. The force of love will work through the visible and invisible forces of nature to bring you what you desire to you. It will use circumstances, events, and people to give what you love to you. Whatever you desire, you must want it with all your heart. Desire is love. And unless you have a burning desire in your heart, you will not have enough power to harness the force of love. You must really desire what you want, as an athlete desires to play a sport, a dancer desires to dance, and a painter desires to paint. You must desire what you want with all your heart, because desire is a feeling of love, and you must give love to receive what you love. Whatever you want to be in your life, whatever you want to do in your life, whatever you want to have in your life, the creation process is the same. Give love to receive love. Imagine it, feel it, receive it. And so it is. Come back when you're ready. This is the time to make a commitment to yourself, to do what it is you want to do, not what you don't want. This is the time to really be clear on what you do want and not what you don't want in your life. It's the perfect time to clean out those closets in real life and in your mind of the ideas that no longer fit, no longer work for you, and choose something different. And then find a way, a friend or a spouse to help, a note to yourself, sticky notes, write those sticky notes, or erasable markers on the mirror, whatever works to help you remember to remember. And it helps to come here too, to be and surrounded with like-minded people, individuals who will help you remember to remember as well. Someone once wrote, "You cannot go back and start over, but you can start right now and make a new end." And if you ask me, I think that's a pretty darned important gift. You might say the greatest gift of all. And so it is. Namaste and Happy New Year.